Very good morning, my dear students. As you are already familiar, from last few classes we were solving examples based on method of least squares. In that, the third method we were solving based on logarithmic or exponential equations. In that one method of solving an example we had seen in the last class. In this class, thoroughly we shall see how logarithmic or exponential equations 10-mark problems will be solved. We shall see in detail both the ways in terms of odd numbers given, odd number of observations given, and even including in terms of even number of observations given. Both the type of examples how to solve we shall see and get clarity in this particular video. Let us consider an example. Fit an exponential trend line of the form y is equal to ab to the power x. Also estimate the value for 2008. As we already know, a multiplied by only b to the power x it is. Fine. Year and values are given. Look at the cursor. Year and values are given. Years are 2000, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. How many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 numbers it is given. Total 6 number of observations are given. Accordingly, the values have been given 4, 6 till 30. What is to be done? It seems y is equal to a b to the power x. Type of an equation has to be fitted, and also we are estimating for 2008 what will be the value. Till 2005 observations are given. What will be the value in the year 2008? We need to estimate with the help of fitted equation of the type of y is equal to a b to the power x. Fine. Let us go for solution. Solution. We know already exponential equation is y is equal to a b to the power x. It was already even given in question itself. Sometimes it will be given fit an exponential equation of the form what, it will not be given. So we should remember this equation will be exponential equation, that it is y is equal to a b to the power x. We know already when we apply logarithm to this equation what will happen. So log y it will become, both the sides when we are applying logarithm, this will be log a, this plus x log b. In the previous video I have already explained to you how to obtain this logarithmic equation. Fine. These both are equations similar to each other. This is normal form of an exponential equation. This will be logarithmic form of this exponential equation. So these two equations are of similar nature, so that let us mark these two equations as equation 1 itself. This is also equation 1 and this is also equation 1. We know already in this equation x will be time points and y will be given values, and a and b are constants. Our main intention is to find out these two constant values with the given data. Okay, so then we had even come across normal equations to solve for those constants a and b. What are those? Sum of log y is equal to n log a plus log b summation of x. Summation of x log y is equal to log a summation of x plus log b summation of x square. These two normal equations, let them be given equation number serially. This first normal equation will be equation 2. The second normal equation will be equation 3. How to obtain these two equations? You know already. Previously it has been explained. By applying summation to this equation. Look at the cursor. By applying summation to this equation, we had got this particular equation as normal equation. By applying summation of x to this equation, we had got the second normal equation. So using these two normal equations, which we have mentioned as equation 2 and equation 3, using these two, we need to calculate the constants a and b with the help of given data. Okay. So now, in order to calculate these constants with the given values of only year and a value, we had seen in the given question the data years were given and corresponding values were given for those specified years. So further, we need to calculate the required calculations what we can see here in these normal equations. Based on that, what is required to be written for calculation in terms of tabular columns. So year and values are already given to you. Look at the cursor, and years given will be in 2006, 7, something of that kind. We were reducing the magnitude of those 4 digits to single digit to ease our calculation. Whatever complexity we had in terms of many digits calculations, that we used to reduce by the method of change of origin and scale. Okay, based on that, here x, these values have to be changed to some other magnitude values. That's why here x, once again it will be written x minus a divided by c format. In the previous slide, if you see, how many years are given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as we have already observed. So whether middlemost observation is possible to obtain here, in the sense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 are given, 2002 will become middlemost. Here 6 are given, so middlemost value is not becoming possible with the help of given values, but it can be obtained as the arithmetic mean of these two middlemost years. In the sense 2002 plus 2003 divided by 2 when we make, that will become the middlemost observation of this particular data, which is 2002.5. When you make 2002 plus 2003 divided by 2, it will become 2002.5. That will become A. X minus A divided by C format. A will be 2002.5 for this data. And what will be C? C will be the width of the observations. What is the usual width in given years? 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, when it is given, usual width is 1. But we are dividing by 2 here in order to calculate this middlemost observations. Listen carefully. In order to make, or in order to find out the middlemost observation here, we have made 2002 plus 2003 divided by 2. That means the width is being divided by 2. The usual width here is 1. That width has to be divided by 2. It will become 1 divided by 2. So what will be the C value? 1 divided by 2. What will be the A value? 2002.5. So in order to calculate x values, how it can be done, we shall observe now. These x values will be calculated as x minus A. A means 2002.5 divided by C. Here C has to be written. Here it will be 1 divided by 2. That's what has been written, 2 divided by 1, by taking the reciprocation of that. Actually should have been written as the first step Here, look at the cursor. Here, divided by C, what has to be written might have been written as 1 divided by 2. Instead, we have written directly here in the denominator. If it is 1 divided by 2, when we take the reciprocal of that particular 1 divided by 2, it will become 2 divided by 1. That's why 2 divided by 1 has been written. That means it will become x minus a divided by c multiplied by 2, where c is considered as 1. Otherwise, c is 1 divided by 2. That has been taken as a reciprocal here as 2 divided by 1. You know already this particular fact, but as you know, our subject will be as we have already experienced in first PUC, it will be a kind of snake and a ladder game. One major step, that too initially, once when it goes wrong, we will face lot much of penalty further in terms of the results. Later in terms of marks also will be getting much and much more penalty. To avoid that, I am explaining each and every step, even if it is multiple times, I am explaining it. Fine. So what are required aspects from these two equations? We are keeping them calculated. Look at this equation first. Log y we need. Y means the given values. That log y we want, so that log y has been written here. And then n is given number of observations. We know that how many number of observations are there in this particular example? 6. Okay. Then log a, once when a is a constant, log a will be a constant. After calculating a value, we can go for log a, or directly log a we can calculate. So this log a can be kept as it is, plus log b also a constant. Then summation of x we need. This x we have already calculated. This summation of x we will be substituting here later. In this way, x minus a divided by c, when you have taken properly, the sum of x equals to 0 it will become. Our main intention is to make sum of x is equal to 0, so that our calculation will be an easier one. Okay. After that, here sum of x log y, x multiplied by log y is required. Log y was already calculated. X we have here. So this x and log y will be multiplied and kept here as x log y. And here log a is a constant. Sum of x already we know. Log b is a constant, and sum of x square we need. So x values are there here, and x square values have to be calculated. So x square also has been written. This particular heading or a captions of statistical table how I have given here will give you brief idea about what all to be kept calculated for further calculations. This will give you the tabular column what is to be calculated. Fine. Let's see further how that tabular columns have been calculated for calculating the constants a and b. Our main idea is to calculate these a and b constants and substitute here either in this equation or in this equation, which will be called as an exponential equation or a logarithmic equation. We term it to be the trend equation. Fine. Years are given 2000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Values have been given as 4, 6 till 30. X values have to be calculated. As I already told you, x minus 2000, 2.5 divided by 1 multiplied by 2 has to be performed. Once when you do, for all these values, by assuming these values to be x, when you perform this particular arithmetic calculation, what are you going to get? Minus 5, minus 3, minus 1, 1, 3 and 5. One example, if I have to tell you, 2000 if it is substituted here, 2000 minus 2000, 2.5. What will it become? Minus 2.5. Am I correct? Because minus is there for the bigger value, so that 2000 minus 2000, 2.5 when you do, it will become minus 2.5. Divided by 1, again it is minus 2.5. Multiplied by 2, it will become minus 5. Here minus 2.5 multiplied by 2. 2.5 multiplied by 2 is 5. Since it was minus 2.5, then minus into plus, it will become minus. So that minus 5 we have got when you substitute 2000. In the similar way, when we substitute 2001, 2, 3, 4 and 5 respectively, we are going to get all these x values. This also you know already the procedure from previous week's video classes. And here the sum of x is equal to 0. Minus 5, minus 3, minus 1, 1, 3, 5. The same magnitudes how we got half tabular column here. The same magnitudes are there but with the opposite signs, so that it will become 0, the summation of x. After that, x square, minus 5 the square, 25, minus 3 the square, 9. In that way, all these have been made squares of those values, and sum of x square will become 70. And next we needed log y. Y values are here. Look at the cursor. Y values are here. Log y values we need, so that log of 4 is equal to 0.6021. Log of 6 is equal to 0.7782. In that way, till log 30, it is to be calculated 1.4771 it will become. You know already how to calculate log. Either you can use log tables or scientific calculator also can be used, because ours is the only one subject which allows scientific calculators usage even at board second PUC examination. So you can make use of scientific calculator also for these calculations, but be very, very clear with the calculation using statistical tables, as it may help you in physics, chemistry also, and sometimes when you don't have scientific calculators at that time also, it will become very handy if you know the procedure of calculation of logarithms. Fine. After that, what was needed? X log y. So x log y also can be calculated by these log y's multiplied by these x. In the sense, 0.6021 multiplied by minus 5 will give you minus 3.0103. That way, all these values of x and log y, when you multiply x log y, you are going to get all these values. So that will become summation of x log y 6.49. So what all we have done now? Required calculations we have obtained. What we need to do now further, these calculated values, sum of x square, sum of x, sum of log y, sum of x log y, these all values have to be substituted in the normal equations in order to find out the constants a and b. Further, it can be substituted in the main equation, the constants calculated. Okay, let's substitute these calculated values in normal equation. So what was normal equation? First normal equation which we had given as equation number 2, sum of log y is equal to n log a plus log b summation of x. So this equation 2 implies we had got sum of log y to be 6.5103. So that is substituted. N was 6. Log a is a constant, so keep it as it is. Since sum of x is equal to 0, this entire terms will be equal to 0. So now we have got 6.5103 is equal to 6 log a. Log a we need, so that log a is equal to 6.5103 divided by this 6, which gives you 1.0853. 0. Once when log A is equal to 1.0850, A can be calculated as anti-logarithm of this particular value. This also is known fact to you. So that anti-log of 1.0850 will be 12.1632. That can be termed as A. We have got log A value also as 1.0850. Further we calculated A also as 12.1632. Similarly, B can be calculated using second normal equation which we had given, the equation number 3. So summation of x log y is equal to log A summation of x plus log B summation of x square was the second normal equation which we had given as equation number 3. So equation number 3 implies sum of x log y we have calculated to be 6.49. I am using all these calculated values from the previous slide here what we had come across. So based on that, what we had, sum of x log y was 6.49. So that 6.49 is being substituted here as sum of x log y. Similarly, log A, summation of x will become 0 because summation of x is equal to 0. This term goes to 0 plus log B as it is. Sum of x square value was 70. We want log B, so that log B can be kept as it is. 6.49 divided by 70 it will become, which will be 0.0927. Therefore, B is equal to anti-log of this particular value will be 1.2379. So what we got now? Constants either log A or A and log B or B. All these we have calculated. Further, we need to substitute these constants calculated in the main equation as exponential equation or logarithmic equation. In that equation which we had given as equation number 1, there it is to be substituted these particular calculated constant values in order to get the final fitted logarithmic or exponential equation. Let's do that. So exponential equation was y is equal to ab to the power x, and logarithmic equation was the simplification of this as log y is equal to log a plus x log b. So equation 1, that is trend equation, becomes y is equal to, first I am substituting in this equation. Look at the cursor. Y is equal to A value we have calculated as 12.163 multiplied by B value we have calculated to be 1.2379. Only B to the power x it is. That's why only B bracket to the power x. Or else we can substitute here as logarithmic equation also log y as it is. Log A value was 1.0850 plus log B value was 0.0927 multiplied by this x. Trend equation can be any one of these two equations. But here in the question it was asked to fit an exponential equation of the type y is equal to ab to the power x. So this can be prominent trend equation in this particular question, but nothing wrong even if you write in this particular fashion, as this one is the simplified version of the first equation what we had. Okay, so what we obtained now, trend equation we have got based on the given data. After that, 2008, it was to be estimated X value. I mean to tell the value of the given observations. By observing those, we need to calculate, or we needed to calculate the value at 2008. Okay. For 2008, what will become X value? What was X? X was, here when you see in the previous slides, X was X minus 2000, 2.5 divided by 1 multiplied by 2. For that, when you consider 2008, what will it become? 2008 minus 2000, 2.5 divided by 1 multiplied by 2. That will give you X is equal to 11. So we need to substitute in this trend equation, either in this or in this. Wherever X is there we need to substitute as 11 in order to get the Y value for 2008. So here in this trend equation, 12.163, let us keep as it is. 1.2379 also let us keep as it is. This X, in place of this X, let us substitute 11. So after performing the required calculations, we will get 127.322. That will become Y cap at 2008. This will be Y equation. I mean Y is equal to something equation. Once when you are estimating, it will become Y cap in terms of notation. At 2008 you are estimating, so that Y cap at 2008 is equal to 127.322. Or using this trend equation also you can calculate log Y as it is 1.0850 as it is plus 0.0927 as it is. This X value has been substituted as 11. So after performing required calculations, like log Y is equal to 2.1047 you will get. Therefore Y cap 2008 is equal to 127.2623 as anti-logarithm of this particular value, because log Y is equal to this, Y is equal to anti-log of this particular value it will become. So anti-log of 2.1047 will be 127.2623. Both the values, when you use this equation, you have got this much. When you have used this equation, you have got this much. Look at the cursor. There will not be much difference at all from these two values, as both of these equations are similar equations. Fine. So you might have understood, students, now that how we need to perform in order to calculate trend equation in the method of an exponential equation or logarithmic equation. In the previous class we had come across the same equation fitting but with odd numbers given. In this video we just saw now with even numbers given. Whenever even numbers are given, we needed to be extra cautious. Whenever odd numbers are there, middlemost number of observation, we will be able to get very easily. I mean to tell, middlemost observation from the given number of observations, it is very easy to obtain. It will not be having much more complexity in terms of calculation. But once when it is given even number of observation, extra cautious is prerequisite. Fine. So next we shall see an example based on the odd numbers given, which we have seen in the previous class. The same example I am putting forth once again for your reference. Without explanation, I'll just go on showing those slides to you. I have explained to you already thoroughly the same example, same numbers were given, same data, same example, everything remains same. I have explained you in the previous video already. I'll just go on showing you those slides for your clarity once again. Otherwise, quickly let me explain. This was the given question. For much and much more clarity and explanation, you can see once again my previous video so that you will understand it thoroughly. But let me just put forth once again, as I have said in the beginning of this class, we shall consider both odd numbers given and even numbers given examples. Okay, this remains same, equation writing, and what is to be solved also, like using normal equations. This also will be same. Only x value, multiplication of 2 will not be there here, because odd number of observations, once when it is given, exact middlemost observation we are getting, no need to take 2 years arithmetic mean. So we will not be dividing by 2 when we are taking a value, x minus a divided by c. In that a value when we are taking, we don't take any arithmetic mean of 2 years, so that here c need not be 1 divided by 2, it will be only 1. That's why this multiplied by 2 will not be present in it. Fine. And other procedure will be remaining same. After that, the calculation was required to be performed in terms of tabular columns. This is exactly with the previous video class what I have taken the example. Pin to pin it is similar. And after that, using one particular normal equation, we were getting either log a or a, and using another normal equation we were getting log b or b. And after getting these constants, we were substituting in the main equation. Once when we substitute a and b values, this will be a trend equation. Once when we substitute log a and log b values, this will be the trend equation. So as usual, request to stay home, stay safe, and to take care.